Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, and let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say? Oh, goodness. Well, we have the 10 of Discs, which is a very happily received card for this reading. It has everything to do with wealth, an abundance of resources, success. Usually some kind of happiness within the family, domestically. Fulfillment of goals. And so, Sagittarius, I am not sad to see this. Okay. We have, we have kind of a, almost a dragon motif today, it seems like. I have a person standing here, okay, and it looks like they have maybe a tiny little baby, maybe a tiny little baby dragon right there. And I look over here and I see a little dragon here. It almost looks like we have a person who's either going to be riding a dragon or feeding it. And then over here we have a dragon kind of flying with its neck out looking down. And then I want to turn it and we'll look at some of the other positions. But, so I want to start. The dragon, of course, is kind of a sign of, well, fire. But a fierce, protective instinct, loyalty, maybe a building anger, a quick rage kind of feeling. You know, it doesn't always have to be that. It accompanies the atmosphere, though, right? So here it almost seems like there is a feminine, or at least somebody wearing a large robe, okay? And they have upon their hand the dragon. It kind of reminds me of that one show where there are dragons that have a mother. If you know what I'm talking about. And kind of this feeling of having a deep love and relationship as though they were your own children. And so we are often attached to our emotions, our coping mechanisms, you know, just our feelings. Something that I know about myself is that when I am feeling challenged, if I feel afraid, you know, somebody does something that makes me feel vulnerable, not always, but yeah, sometimes I go into a place of anger, sometimes rage, because this makes me feel like I have some kind of power over the situation, that I am in a posture of being able to protect myself because I am really angry, you know. I am, you know, breathing fire. And, you know, when we live like this and it is not controlled, especially, it can, well, we know kind of the allegory of dragons through you know, many stories. They end up burning everything down. They end up, you know, they're reptilians. There, there's a capacity to love, I'm sure, and to have a sense of kinship, but not unlike a child. It is unrefined in the way that there are base and instinctual, feelings, reactions, behaviors that kind of come up and override the system. And so, to me, this is a sign of, hey, let's look at how you're feeling right now, right? Let's look at maybe there's something that maybe you aren't raging about it, but you have the opportunity to decide. Are you going to foster this anger, this, closing yourself off, hiding behind that dragon, that's just kind of laying there sleeping, coiled around you, keeping you safe. And if something, comes too close, it's going to rage and burn everything down. Or, are you going to process some of this stuff, right? Use some of our newer coping mechanisms, mindfulness techniques, using strong boundaries, putting up walls, where, no, this kind of thing triggers me. I do not want to partake in it. For me, a lot of times, in a situation where I, can, like if it's a thing at home, right? Voices get raised. We start blaming one another. You did this, so it's your fault, whatever, this is like a silly example, but, I'm something kind of snaps in my mind. well, hey, wait a second here, buddy, and then it escalates. But we don't want that. So we're mindful and we say, I don't like that kind of talk. When we can bring it down a notch, then we'll talk about it. Okay? Using I statements. I feel like, you purposely, well, I don't know. I feel like, I don't have enough time to do this thing, and I feel like I need some help. Okay? Not that I feel like you didn't do this. That's what I was about to say. That's not how it works. And these are just examples. No real conversations. But I think we can make a choice. Sometimes when we're out in the wild there in the world, there are things that will happen that will just really get us in a tizzy. For me, it's when people come up too close to my kid. They're careless. They are inebriated. Whatever it is, I get scared. I don't get angry. I'm not confrontational, but I have the immediate feeling of, okay, let's go. We need to go. I don't know. I'm a worrisome mother, I suppose. So, in situations out there, sometimes it's hard to know what's going to happen, right? So we just have to kind of take ourselves out of the thing. Now, we have this other person who is kind of sitting upon the dragon, feeding it. So this says to me, this is another option here. Are you going to feed your anger, or are you going to let somebody else kind of gas you up about something? Egg you on, get you all pumped up, gossip, telling you what somebody said, sniping you, whatever it is. People are just like this. I don't know why. It happens though, right? happens with our families, our friends, co-workers, whatever. Again, you know, it's up to you what you're going to do. But I think the most important part here is even having the awareness that there's a choice, that this is even something that's ramping up. Okay. So what is the situation that's going on? You know, and I feel like it's almost like, because we have the dragon kind of flying, and then it looks like it's kind of looking down, like it's almost like hunting or trolling around, you know. It makes me think that these are kind of like transient feelings, emotions, looking for a place to land. And if you are going to invite them in, that's where they're going to land. You know, because we have the Ten of Discs, I almost feel like, is this a situation where something good has happened, right? Or you have worked hard towards your goal, and there's almost kind of a feeling of the image in your mind of how you think things should be are sometimes at odd or very disconnected from how you actually desire your life to be. So sometimes we set goals because they're things our family wanted us to do, society wanted us to do, things we saw on Instagram or, you know, Pinterest or whatever, I don't know, wherever we find social pressures. And we work towards that goal, and then when we get to it or close to it, it does not align with our authentic self, with how we really think life should be for us, right? And that can be really upsetting. It can be a real blow to, you know, feeling like, hey, I am this, you know, evolved being. I'm really working on myself. I do all of these things to, you know, help heal myself in this often troubled world. And yet sometimes I'm still penetrated by these really superficial things, or these kind of social constructs that I thought I was beyond all of that. Well, guess what? Not many of us are. So guess what? We're all slipping back sometimes, you know? And we all kind of do, you know, get on the fads here and there, do the things that they're just not, I don't, you know, they look good on TV, look good on the internet. But, you know, in practice, not so much. I've done a lot of different things. Like, why am I spending my time doing, this is not what I want to do with my time. I'm angry. I gave all of my time, and not only that, put money into something. Not often, a lot, because I'm pretty frugal, but you know, still it is, it can be maddening. So I feel like there's a sense of, you know, there's a little bit of space here. I feel like you are learning a little bit of a lesson about yourself, but it's a good lesson to learn. The lesson is that you are right. And, you know, your feelings are right. You knew what you wanted. You thought maybe I should prioritize something outside of myself before that. And it was not what you wanted. Okay, so the lesson really is not that you are a sucker for whatever, you know, but it's that you were right. You should have listened to yourself. And next time, hopefully you will, right? Now, I also see we have a person who is standing, holding it looks like the neck of this dragon. And I feel like ultimately we're going to get into a place where you're not going to let that anger, resentment, letdown get to you, you're not going to give more time or power to it, are you? No. You will be on to the next thing, and working hard on what you feel intuitively, but also what just speaks to you. When we do things that that we enjoy doing, I mean, really, you know, this idea that you'll never work a day if you enjoy what you're doing or love what you're doing or whatever the saying is. Yeah, I mean, mostly yes. I think that is probably, it could be true. Of course, everything feels like work here and there. You know, and I will use like my readings for an example. A lot of work goes into both my husband and I's channel behind the scenes. And we read 7 days a week. We do readings every day. And we're very privileged to be able to do this. We both love it. But, you know, sometimes, like anywhere on the internet, you will read people telling you don't read this the right way. You're not doing this the right way. I saw something else, which, you know what? Second little caveat here. I love when you tell me what you see, because you are the witness as well, right? I'm witnessing, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. That is divination. You might not see the same things I'm seeing, but I love your input. It does not negate what I'm seeing. And what I say, if it is in conflict with what you're seeing, does not negate what you are seeing. Okay? We are building together, and I love hearing about it. But, you know, then there are people who are just absolutely, if they saw a symbol, we both saw the same symbol, but I didn't relate it to the same thing as they read in a book, you know, whatever thing, you know, there are prescribed meanings, you know, but who writes those books? People like you and I. They don't know what they're talking about any more than you and I do. So we have to have individual relationships with symbols. And so anyways, people will tell me, oh, you don't read right. I don't like, you talk too much about yourself. Well, you know what? I work hard to do these readings every day, every single day. And I do private readings too. And, you know, if I didn't do it the way that I want to do it, it would be, I just wouldn't be able to get through this. I would feel really weighed down. They wouldn't be the same. They just wouldn't. And that's true of, I think, most people who do readings of any kind or make content on the internet. We have to be passionate about what we're doing. And hopefully in any kind of work. Does that always happen? No, I know. I've had all kinds of, you know, regular jobs and things that were like, ugh, you know, to make money, because we have to make money. That's just, I guess, how where we're at in humanity. But, you know, I think that you are at a place where you're deciding, I'm not going to do things just because. I'm not going to do them because my best friend's doing them. I'm not going to do them because my mother-in-law said. I'm not going to, you know, this can be applied to so many, even raising kids. That's a good one. That's where I got real fooled. Reading all the books and stuff. The parenting styles and all of that. Listen, good ideas in there. Who abides a parenting style? I lose my words even thinking about it. I don't even, you know, I don't know. I'm barely figuring it out moment to moment. My goodness. So anyways, you know, we just have to listen to ourselves. We have to do what comes instinctually to us, but do your research too. You know, of course, you need to learn your skills, do your research, and then apply your own method, right? The way that you're going to do it. And then that's a good way to get that anger, that rage, get it out of here. You know what I mean? Just get it out of here. You know, you're empowered. You're empowered by something else, by knowledge, by wisdom, by love and enjoyment, pride in what you're doing. Yeah, and I think that's where we've been at with you a lot this year, Sagittarius. You have been evolving, you know, not listening to other people, not letting people take advantage of you. You know, honoring your time. That was a big one. Big story arc here in the Sagittarius line. I don't know, what was it? Maybe in spring, early summer. You know, really advocating for yourself, taking yourself away from things that weren't serving you, and honoring your sacred time. That's the biggest thing. You know, it slips through our fingers. It goes by so quickly, you know. So let's see, what do we have here? We have it. Well, this one, okay, this is not a dragon. This one's a phoenix. Oops. Another animal related to fire, but rising from the ashes. Okay. So listen, if you did burn everything down, you had a little moment, you said some things, you're going to get it back together, okay? Apologize immediately, right? Make it right. Take responsibility. I am your mom friend, and I'm telling you, best thing to do, immediately take responsibility. Apologize. Nothing more unattractive in a person than somebody who cannot take responsibility when they were wrong, or they did something that just was unnecessary, right? And that's how we kind of dissolve some of those issues within ourselves too, is confronting ourselves and then doing the thing that you need to do, you know. And I tell my daughter, Mommy, sorry that I apologize so much, but Mommy makes mistakes a lot, so I have to say sorry at least, you know, 4 or 5 times a day, because I do. I just do things wrong. I might raise my voice for a minute, you know. I might forget something I promised I was going to bring, but I'm going to apologize. I promise you that, you know, and we'll figure it out. That's what I tell her. We're going to figure this out together, aren't we? Yes. So, you know, and I think that you're going to be better for all of this. We got to make these little mistakes. Sometimes we got to make these big mistakes, right? But even if it's a big mistake and you catch yourself, you know, it hasn't been going on for too long, hopefully not many years, but even if it is that, listen, you catch yourself and you decide, am I going to, you know, unify myself to this ongoing mistake that I've been making, just to save face, or because it's, you know, going to be a lot of work to get myself out of here? No, don't do that. You'll just end up miserable and resentful. So do the hard thing. Fix it, right? Start listening to your gut and your desires and your wants and your needs. I said so. All right. Divine Doors. These are my favorite cards right now. I love them. They have little inspirational things on each one, and I love doors. I just do. Somebody said on one of the comments, I think yesterday, that I would love the doors of, did they say Italy, I think? Yeah, I would. 100%. I want to go to like Madrid. Oh, wait, that's Spain. Maybe they said Spain. Madrid, Barcelona. I want to go to, I can think of what, Rome. I know Marcel. Is it Marcel? My husband always, but that's in France. What am I even thinking of? I don't know. I know Tuscany. Okay. I've watched one of my favorite movies takes place in Tuscany. So I know there. I'm sorry, people of Italy. You have a beautiful Turin. Is that in Italy? My brain is not good. I'll have to tell you, I have miserable cramps right now. That's what I'm going to blame it on. But yes, I would love all of the doors of Europe in every single place on this earth. I promise you, I love doors so much. It's ridiculous. There's actually, there's a gateway. It's like I think it's technically what you would call like a portal, or porta. It's a gate and a door that is in front of, it's like a walk. It's not a driveway, but it's a walk, and it goes up into somewhere it's in Washington state somewhere, but it's like they have all these like, all of these YouTube mystery videos about it, because it's like somebody, was obviously maybe like a Freemason or some kind of hermeticist or something, an alchemist maybe, and it's not old, not very old, but it's a beautiful doorway, and it has like a lot of sacred symbols on it and stuff, and yeah, anything like that, dreamy. I will lose it if I see a beautiful facade to a building, and the door is like carved really nice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my husband, yeah, I'm not gonna say, ask my husband and my daughter. They get so annoyed. I'm like, oh, look at this. Stop. We gotta go look at this building as, whatever on it. I want to go look at it real quick. They're like, okay, Mom. Okay, dear. All right. So anyways, let's go ahead. I'm gonna stop where it feels right. All right. Yeah, I like this one. Very pretty. And I was trying to, it looks like, it's a temple, but I was thinking this almost reminds me, maybe like a temple in Taiwan or Thailand, maybe. I don't know. It looks like some kind of Buddhist, Jainist, I don't know. It's beautiful though. Okay, let's see. It says, patience. Everything soon will come to light. And then you will see things will be all right. There you go. There you go. There you go. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen to that light, because that light really does come from your core, doesn't it? I really do. Okay. So, Sagittarius, I'm going to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It is always such an honor to be able to spend this time with you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm kind of decides everything about everything anymore. So we like to make it happy with giving it the engagement that it wants. And those are things like liking the video, watching the reading from the beginning to the end, sharing the reading on other social media platforms. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And that's the last thing. Oh, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. I try to reply back to all of them. It doesn't always work out that way because there are so many now. But I do read them all, definitely. So, yeah, I love getting to know you, each and every one of you. Some of you I feel like I know really well. You've been around for months and months and months, and I've heard lots about your lives, and I really appreciate that. It feels like a deep blessing, this opportunity to do this channel, and to more importantly share energies and space with so many beautiful beings. So Sagittarius, we will talk in just a few days. I love you. Goodbye.